Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Nityananda Chandram Patita Sharanadam Gauradam Tam Bhajeham Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shirvasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नस्तप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3 Chapter 18 The battle between Lord Bo and the demon Hiranyaksha. Maitreya Uvacha Tadeva Makarnya Jalisha Bhashitam Mahamanastad Viganeya Durmadaha Hare Viditva Gatimam Ganaradan Rasatelam Nirvivisetvaranvitaha.
So, Lina, would you like to read the translations?
Yes, please. I hope you can hear me.
It's very good. Yeah.
Maitreya continued, the proud and falsely glorious Daitya paid little heed to the words of Varuna. Oh dear Vidura, he learned from Narad the whereabouts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and hurriedly betook himself to the depths of the ocean.
ददर्श तत्राभिजितं धराधरं प्रणीयमानामग्रदं स्त्रया मुस्नन्तमक्ष्णा स्वरुचोरुणाश्रिया जहास चाहो वनगोचरो मृगः.
Lina, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have to mute you because there's a little echo when you're not muted. Huh? So.
Okay. The demon addressed the Lord, O best of the demigods, dressed in the form of a boar. Just hear me. This earth is entrusted to us, the inhabitants of the lower regions, and you cannot take it from my presence and not be hurt by me.
That's number 2. Read number 2, actually. That's number 3 you've read.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
He saw there the all-powerful personality of Godhead in his boar incarnation, bearing the earth upward on the ends of his tusks and robbing him of his splendor and with his reddish eyes. The demon laughed. Oh, an amphibious beast!
आहेनमेहि यज्ञमहिं विमुञ्चनो रशोकशां विश्वसृजेयमर्पिता न स्वस्ति आश्वस्ति अनयाममीक्षतः सुराधमासादितसुकराकृते.
Oh, sorry, Lina, you're not unmuted. Okay.
God, I think my phone's playing up. So sorry.
No problem. No.
Shall I read it again?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
The demon addressed the Lord, O best of the demigods, dressed in the form of a boar, just hear me. This earth is entrusted to us, the inhabitants of the lower regions, and you cannot take it from my presence and not be hurt by me.
त्वं नः सपत्नेर्नभवाय कृतो यो मायया हन्ति असुरान् परोक्षजी त्वां योगमाया बलवन्तपौरुषं संस्थाप्य मुद्राप्रपञ्चे सुहृजुषः.
You rascal, you have been nourished by our enemies to kill us, and you have killed some demons by remaining invisible. O fool, your power is only mystic, so today I shall enliven my kinsmen by killing you.
त्वयि संस्थिते गदया नासिर्सनी अस्मद्भुजच्युतया ये च तुभ्यं बलिं हरन्ति च देवाः स्वयं सर्वे न भविष्यन्ति उमलाः.
The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist, like trees without roots.
Brilliant. Thank you. So we'll have a little stop there. Lena, I'm going to mute you because it's causing an echo your side. So, okay. So, let's have a look at these 5 verses, summary, overview. Hiranyaksh, he challenges Varaha, but he neglects Varaha's warnings, because Varaha has explained to him, Varun has explained to him that I'm too old. Better you find a more competent opponent. And Vishnu is the best opponent, and he will no doubt destroy you. But Hiranyaksh neglected Varun's warnings, and finding out from Narad, Hiranyaksh searches out Lord Varaha, who is rescuing the earth with his tusks from the ocean. Hiranyaksh accuses him of stealing his property and challenges Varaha to a fight. So this is a typical sort of demoniac attitude, that everything is mine, mine is mine, yours is mine, everybody's is mine. And Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu were personifications of that mood and attitude. And the Lord is so amazing, because whatever form it takes in order to do the needful, he will take that form. So here we see he takes the form of a boar, Lord Varaha, in order to rescue the earth which is fallen into the ocean, with his tusks. This was the requirement, and he fulfilled the requirement. So this is the kindness and mercy of the Lord. Of course, he doesn't even have to come to do anything, because he has got so many servants. But he likes to come to the material world and perform these pastimes, because the fighting with Hiranyaksh can't take place in the spiritual world, because everybody's his devotee there. So he has to come to this world to fight. So let's move to the end. The next is up to text number 12, Anandalila. So let me get that going. Right, where are you? Okay.
सतुद्यमानो रिदुरुक्ततोमरेर्दंष्ट्राग्रगां गामुपलक्ष्य भीतां तोदं रिसन्निरगादौ ग्राहाहतः सा करिणूर्यथेभः.
Although the Lord was pained by the shaft-like abusive words of the demon, he bore the pain. But seeing that the earth on the ends of his tusks was frightened, he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerges with its female companion when assailed by an alligator.
तं निःसरन्तं सलिलाद्रुतो हिरण्यकेशोद्विरदं यथा जशः करालदंष्ट्रो सनिमीस्वनो ब्रवे गतह्रियां किं त्वाशतां विगर्हितम्.
The demon, who had golden hair on his head and fearful tusks, gave chase to the Lord while he was rising from the water, even as an alligator would chase an elephant. Roaring like thunder, he said, "Are you not ashamed of running away before a challenging adversary? There is nothing reproachable for shameless creatures."
सगाम् अधुस्तात् सलिलस्य गोचरे विन्यस्य तस्याम् अदधात् स्वसद्वम् अभीष्टुतो विश्वसृजा प्रसून्ये आपूर्यमानो विबुधैः पश्यतो रेः.
The Lord placed the earth within his sight on the surface of the water and transferred to her his own energy in the form of the ability to float on the water. While the enemy stood looking on, Brahma, the creator of the universe, extolled the Lord, and the other demigods rained flowers on him.
परानुशक्तं तपनीयोपकल्पं महागदं काञ्चनचित्रदंसं मर्माण्यभीक्ष्णं प्रतुदन्तं दुरुक्तैः प्रचण्डमन्योः प्रहसं स्तम्भाबभासे.
The demon, who had a wealth of ornaments, bangles, and beautiful golden armor on his body, chased the Lord from behind with a great mace. The Lord tolerated his piercing ill words, but in order to reply to him, he expressed his terrible anger.
श्रीभगवानुवाच सत्यं वयं भुवनगोचरा मृगा युष्मद्विधान्मिर्गयग्रामसिंहान् नम्रेत्युपाशे प्रतिमुक्तस्य विरा विकथनं तव घृणन्ति अभद्रा.
The personality of Godhead said, "Indeed, we are creatures of the jungle, and we are searching after hunting dogs like you. One who is freed from the entanglement of death has no fear from the loose talk in which you are indulging, for you are bound up by the laws of death."
एते वयं न्यासहरारकोकषां रसोकषां गतह्रियो गदया धावितास्ते तिस्थामहेथापि कथञ्चिदाजो स्थेयं क्वयामो बलिनोत्पाद्य वैरम्.
Certainly, we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of Rastala and have lost all shame. Although bitten by your powerful mace, I shall stay here in the water for some time, because having created enmity with a powerful enemy, I now have no place to go.
त्वं पद्रथानां किल युद्धपाधिपो गतस्त्वनो त्वस्तया स्वनुहः संस्थाप्य चाश्मान् प्रमृचाश्रुस्वाकानां यः स्वां प्रतिज्ञां नतिपीर्पतीयसभ्यः.
You are supposed to be the commander of many foot soldiers, and now you may take prompt steps to overthrow us. Give up all your foolish talk and wipe out the cares of your kith and kin by slaying us. One may be proud, yet he does not deserve a seat in an assembly if he fails to fulfill his promised word.
Thank you. Let's just just recap a little bit. Yeah. So this is Supreme Lord is telling him. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so little brief summary of the 7 verses. So after lifting the earth and placing her safely on the water. So we can see the Lord prioritizes his actions. First, he saves his devotee. Then he will deal with the demon. So he says in the Bhagavad Gita the same thing, that he comes to this world to protect the devotees and to destroy the demons. So here he's fulfilling that promise that he will always be protecting the devotees. So he places earth safely first. Lord Varaha then replies to the demon. He tells Hiranyaksh, these proud words are useless because Lord Varaha, will surely kill him in battle. And of course, as we already mentioned, this battle was something that the Lord was looking forward to. Why does the Lord want to fight? Well, the Lord has desires, just like we have desires. Our desires are minute. His desires are huge. And he sometimes likes to fight. Sometimes he likes to have a battle. But in the spiritual world, nobody will oblige him. So he made this arrangement whereby his gatekeepers were sent to earth in order to give him a fight in this world. They were qualified because they are Vaikuntha people, Vaikuntha devotees, and they were very powerful. So Hiranyaksh was the first, and Hiranyakashipu, they came to this world to give the Lord this, the Leela of fighting, because the Lord wanted to enjoy that particular mood for a certain period of time. So let's go back. Oh, hang on. How many verses? Up to verse 19 now. Okay, thank you.
मैत्रेय उवाच सोऽधिक्षिप्तो भगवता प्रलब्धश्चरुसाभृशम् आजहारोल्बनं क्रोधं क्रीड्यमानो हिरादिव.
Sri Maitreya said, the demon being thus challenged by the personality of Godhead became angry and agitated, and he trembled in anger like a challenged cobra.
श्रीजन् अमर्षितः श्वासान् मन्यो प्रचलितेन्द्रियः आशाद्य तरसा दैत्यो गादयान्यहनद्धरिम्.
Hissing indignantly, all his senses shaken by wrath, the demon quickly sprang upon the Lord and dealt him a blow with his powerful mace.
भगवांस्तु गदावेगं विसृस्तं रिपुनोरसि अभंश्चयत्तिरश्चीनो योगारुद्ध इवान्तकम्.
The Lord, however, by moving slightly aside, dodged the violent mace blow aimed at his breast by the enemy, just as an accomplished yogi would elude death.
पुनर्गदां स्वामादाय भ्रामयन्तम् अभिक्ष्णसः अभ्यधावद्धरी क्रुद्धः संरम्भादष्टदच्छदम्.
The personality of Godhead now exhibited his anger and rushed to meet the demon, who bit his lip in rage, took up his mace again and began to repeatedly brandish it about.
ततश्च गदया रातिं दक्षिणशाम्भ्रुवि प्रभुः आजन्ये स तु तां सौम्य गदया कोविदोन्हनत्.
Then with his mace the Lord struck the enemy on the right of his brow. But since the demon was expert in fighting, O gentle Vidur, he protected himself by a maneuver of his own mace.
एवं गदाभ्यां गुर्विभ्यां हर्योक्षो हरिरेव च जिगीषया सुसंरब्धा अन्योन्यम् अभिजज्ञतुः.
In this way, the demon Haryaksha and the Lord, the personality of Godhead, struck each other with their huge maces, each enraged and seeking his own victory.
तयोः स्पृधोस्तिग्मगदाहताङ्गयोः क्षतास्रवघ्राणविवृद्धमन्निभोः विचित्रमार्गां चरतो जिगीषया व्यभाडिलायामिव सुस्मिनोर्मृधा.
There was keen rivalry between the two combatants. Both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces, and each grew more and more enraged at the smell of blood on his person. In their eagerness to win, they performed maneuvers of various kinds, and their contest looked like an encounter between two forceful bulls for the sake of a cow.
Actually, the summary is very brief because the verses describe the battle between two combatants who are almost equal in terms of their rigorness to fight each other. Of course, Hiranyaksh has been placed under that yoga maya, so that he's not aware that he's a pure devotee of the Lord, that he's actually an enemy of the Lord. He's been put in that yoga maya, under the yoga maya. Otherwise, how could he fight? So here in these 7 verses, the description is given of this great battle which is ensuing between both parties, and repeatedly and angrily they're striking each other. So let's carry on, and we right to the end now, Anandali, that's to verse 28.
दैत्यस्य यज्ञावयवस्य माया गृहीतवाराहतनोर्महात्मनः कौरव्यमह्यां द्विषतोर्विमर्दनम् दिदृक्षुरागादृशिभिर्वृतः स्वरात्.
O descendant of Kuru, Brahma, the most independent demigod of the universe, accompanied by his followers, came to see the terrible fight for the sake of the world between the demon and the personality of Godhead, who appeared in the form of a boar.
आसन्न सौन्दिरम् अपेत्य साध्वसम् कृत प्रतिकारमहार्य विक्रमम् विलक्ष्य दैत्यं भगवान् सहस्रनी जगाद नारायणमादिसुकरम्.
After arriving at the place of combat, Brahma, the leader of thousands of sages and transcendentalists, saw the demon, who had attained such unprecedented power that no one could fight with him. Brahma then addressed Narayan, who was assuming the form of a boar for the first time.
ब्रह्मोवाच एषा ते देवदेवानाम् अङ्घ्रिमूलम् उपेयुषाम् विप्राणां सौरभेयीनां भूतानामभियनागसाम् आगस्कृद्भयकृद्दुःस्कृद् अस्मद्राधवरोऽसुरः अन्वेषन् अप्रतिरथो लोकान् अतत्तिकन्तकः.
Lord Brahma said, "My dear Lord, this demon has proved to be a constant pinprick to the demigods, the brahmanas, the cows, and innocent persons, who are spotless and always dependent upon worshipping your lotus feet. He has become a source of fear by unnecessarily harassing them. Since he has obtained a boon from me, he has become a demon, always searching for a proper combatant, wandering all over the universe for this infamous purpose."
मैनं मायाविनं वृत्तं निरङ्कुशम् असत्तमम् आकृद्धबालवद्देव यथासि विसमुत्थितम्.
Lord Brahma continued, "My dear Lord, there is no need to play with this serpentine demon, who is always very skilled in conjuring tricks and is arrogant, self-sufficient, and most wicked."
न यावद् एष वर्धेत स्वां वेलां प्राप्य दारुणः स्वां देवमायामास्थाय तावज् जहीयघमच्युत.
Brahma continued, "My dear Lord, you are infallible. Please kill this sinful demon before the demoniac hour arrives and he presents another formidable approach favorable to him. You can kill him by your internal potency without doubt."
एषा घोरतमा सन्ध्या लोकचम्भत्करी प्रभो उपसर्पति सर्वात्मन् सूराणां जयमावह.
My Lord, the darkest evening which covers the world is fast approaching. Since you are the soul of all souls, kindly kill him and win victory for the demigods.
अधुनैसोऽभिजिन्नाम योगमोहूर्तिको हि अगात् शिवाय नस्त्वं सुहृदाम् आसुनिस्तरदुस्तरम्.
The auspicious period known as Abhijit, which is most opportune for victory, commenced at midday and has all but passed. Therefore, in the interest of your friends, please dispose of this formidable foe quickly.
दिष्ट्या त्वां विहितं मृत्युम् अयम् आसादितः स्वयं विक्रम्येनं मृधे हत्वा लोकान् आधेहि शर्मणि. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
This demon, luckily for us, has come of his own accord to you, his death ordained by you. Therefore, exhibiting your ways, kill him in the duel and establish the worlds in peace. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, both of you. Amazing chanting and reading. Really, really sweet. So, now Lord Brahma comes on the scene. He's seeing the fight between Hiranyaksha and Lord Varaha. And of course, Lord Varaha is given a good challenge by Hiranyaksh. Hiranyaksh is from the spiritual world. Lord, of course, is way beyond any living entity. But the Lord also enjoys this challenge, fight. And Lord Brahma is bewildered. What's going on? You are the Lord. You are the Supreme Lord. You've been fighting with him for such a long time. And yet, you have not defeated him. So, seeing the great fight extending towards evening, Brahma, accompanied by the sages, becomes afraid. He begs the Lord to kill the ever-troublesome Hiranyaksh and gain victory for the demigods. Now, if we contrast this to the attitude of Prahlad Maharaj, who was constantly being harassed by his father and his soldiers, but not once did Prahlad Maharaj pray for protection. Not once. Because he was so absorbed in the Supreme Lord, it didn't matter to him whether he lived or he died. It didn't matter. But we see Lord Brahma have a little different attitude. Now, does that mean Brahma is less of a devotee? Not necessarily. Because Brahma's concern was the sages, was the devatas, was the humans living on earth, the animals living on earth. His concern was, how will they be protected if you don't protect, if you don't destroy Hiranyaksh? So the mood is a little different, but the circumstances are also different. Brahma is in charge of the universe. He's the creator of this universe. He's a secondary creator. So he has a lot of responsibilities. And he wanted to ensure the protection of those who are under his domain. So this is one of the reasons why he's praying to Lord Varaha, please, please, destroy this demon. In the evening, my Lord, the demons get power, more strength. In the night, they are so powerful because they thrive off the darkness. So take him now, destroy him now. It was almost evening, and the time when the demoniac powers increase, and Brahma petitioned the Lord to quickly dispose of the demon. So we know nighttime is always quite challenging for devotees because the mode of ignorance becomes prominent. And it's a time when we try to take shelter of the Lord even more. So when we go to sleep, before we go to sleep, we try to pray to the Lord, my dear Lord, night is coming and we want to remember you. We're going to go to sleep. We're going to fall into the mode of ignorance very soon. But please let us keep remembering. I remember Guru Maharaj used to say to us that if you're chanting and go to sleep, it's as if you are chanting right through the night. The benefit is the same. You're chanting right through the night. So that was a really nice inspiration to try to remember the Supreme Lord. And nighttime is usually not a good time for, because the mode of ignorance and darkness is so prominent. And we try to, maintain our spiritual consciousness throughout the day. So the daytime is a little bit easier, but nighttime is a little trickier. So we try to find others. Sometimes devotees put on, very lightly some Mahamantra in the background when they're sleeping. I remember one devotee who I met in Tenerife last year. He kept the Prabhupada's chanting of the Mahamantra all night, throughout the night. And it takes a little getting used to, but it's certainly interesting way to try to keep darkness away, so that we don't get trapped into deeper and deeper into the illusory forces of the Lord. So I wanted to stop there. We'll continue next time. Surrender, Prabhu, Would you like to share anything, please?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu and Dandavat to all the Vaishnavas. Nitai Gaur Haribol. So, a few things we can learn. Now, there is Varuna who had a conversation with Hiranyaksha, and like Hiranyaksha was praising Varuna in a very mockery way, and Varuna was slightly starting to get angry, but then he used his like spiritual knowledge and intelligence to curb the anger. So sometimes it is because of material energy or the demonic influence, some negative quality may start to build up. And then with the spiritual intelligence and Krishna Katha, Krishna conscious knowledge, we should try to curb it, especially anger. And we have the three doorway to hell, like it's called lust, anger, greed, the three doorways to hell. So anger is one of the doorway to hell. And also, then we have to have in our prayer mood, if we are praying, the best way is to not ask anything in return, anything material in return from the Lord. And also, like if we do have to ask in a prayer, then we ask to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna. We may pray and ask if we do need to have to ask. And if we want to give, we also give to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Yeah. We don't approach the demigods and the other living entities like that. We approach the Supreme Person of Godhead. Our dealings is with the Supreme Person of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhaja. Like that, Gurudev mentioned that if we have to give, we give to Krishna. If we have to ask, we ask from Krishna. But the best way is to like, without any condition, do some devotional service to please the Supreme Person of Godhead, Gurudev and Vaishnavas. And then in our prayer, one of the prayers to the Vaishnava, it says, Chaya bega domi chaya dosha sodhi chaya guna deho dase chaya satsanga deho he amare bosechi sangera she. So in our prayer, we may pray like that. Please subjugate the 6 urges, rectify the 6 defects, bestow the 6 qualities upon this servitor. Please grant me the 6 kinds of saintly association. I sit at your feet, O Lord Shri Krishna, aspiring for that association. Now the 6 urges are those of speech, the mind, anger, the tongue, the belly, and the genitals. The 6 faults are overeating or collecting more monetary funds than required, over-endearing for material objectives, unnecessary talking about mundane affairs, being too attached to or too neglectful of scriptural rules and regulations, associating with worldly minded persons, and lusting after mundane achievements. The 6 good qualities are enthusiasm, patience, confidence, the determination to perform activities favorable to devotional service, the resolution to abandon the association of non-devotees, and the discipline required to always follow in the footsteps of the predecessor acharyas. So this is our prayer to Lord Varahadev and Gurudev and Vaishnavas, and Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna, that we will continue our Krishna consciousness by the Lord's grace and devotees' grace, Gurudev's grace. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Nitai Gaura Hari.
Yeah, no, very good points. I appreciate your realizations. Very nicely put as well. Um, and as you said, if there are desires that we have, Bhagavatam actually advises, akarma, or either you have no desires, or if you have lots of desires, just approach the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
Because at least we're approaching the right source.
Yes, you're right, Prabhu. Yes.
And in fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes the 4 types of people who approach him: those who are in distress, seekers of wealth, inquisitive, and searching for the truth. He calls them magnanimous souls, the great souls. Even they want money from him, he still considers them great souls. So, which is amazing. So, but as you said correctly, we actually don't. We want to serve him. We don't want him to become our servant. We want to serve him. So we're not going to ask him for anything. We want to. He's already supplied everything. So what we want to do is try to just serve him, serve his devotees, and make a success of our lives.
Yes.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Any comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hi, Risha Punamali. Thank you for joining.
No, thanks, Prabhuji. At least I could join, for the later half of the satsang. I'm glad I could join. So I'll be happy to hear the Dantavakra story,
Yes,
Prabhuji,
go
whenever
for it.
you are.
No,
Yeah,
you.
no, I would like to, from you, Prabhuji.
Oh dear, I actually didn't get a chance to look at it, but I did remember something, that at one point he tried to kidnap Radharani, from what I recall, and that was, of course, a terrible mistake, because Krishna loves Radharani the most, right? She's the greatest devotee. So Krishna gave him a good thumping, and that was the end of him. But I haven't come across too much detail, and I didn't actually get a chance to look at more details, if there is any available. But you did, right? You had a...
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I did, but I can't remember, to be honest now. I forgot. Yeah, give me a second. I'll just bring it up.
Yes.
I just checked. Oh, yeah. So here it says he was the king of Karusha.
Right.
So I'm not sure, but I think I somewhere read in a Krishna book about king of Karusha.
Right.
I think he was with one of the demons. Or yeah, either he was an ally of Poundraka.
Right.
Was killed
Yeah,
with.
he's a friend of Pondrika. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I think because king of Karusha was somewhere mentioned in the Krishna book. Yeah, I can't recollect, but I'll check those chapters and probably I'll know that then.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you. And Pondarik was a phenomenal character. He tried to imitate Krishna. He had 4 arms. He had the chakra. When Krishna saw him, he just burst into laughter, and Krishna just finished him off very quickly as well. These demons
Yes.
are big characters, they're so funny, some of them.
Yes, true. Yeah, especially Poundraka. When I think when I heard about him, I was a very young child at that time, and I
Okay.
was shocked. I think I saw it in one of the Krishna movies somewhere, and I could not believe my eyes, and I kept on asking my mom, "Is it true, mommy? Can somebody do like that? How can that happen?" And I mean, I repo my mom, but yeah, I was taken aback. I was really shocked, and yeah, but then I think the movie had portrayed it in a very funny way as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
funny. And Krishna, it cracked Krishna up. And I always maintain that it was a mistake of Krishna to kill him. He should have kept him going, because it was so funny. He just made me laugh so much, Pundarik.
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Punamaji. Anybody else? Kaushalya, Maji, or Sunil, or Lena? these chapters are not tremendously philosophical because they're describing the pastimes of the Lord, but still a lot to learn, as Surendra Prabhu very nicely explained, a lot to learn from these pastimes. Okay, we'll stop there. Next Friday, we'll carry on. And then after next Friday, we're thinking of shifting the sessions to the Thursday nights, because on Friday nights, we probably can do some home satsangs and in that way engage other people as well. So this is the thought process. So I hope that's okay with everybody.
Prabhuji, Thursday will be a little tricky.
Oh no, is it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because of work, right?
Not exactly. We have a local sangha here, Prabhuji, on Thursday.
So Wednesday is better?
Wednesday should be okay, yep.
So we can check with Surinder and Prabhu if
Yes,
that-
bro. Wednesday will be good. Yes, no problem.
Okay, I hope that suits everybody. Lena, Kaushali Maji, Sunil. So
How
no,
about Monday or Tuesday?
I'm fine.
Yeah, we okay as well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is okay.
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
Monday-
Friday is good for me.
Yeah, Friday, I think because we want to engage other people, we probably want to try to
Monday is good for me too.
okay, so it looks like Monday.
Monday, Tuesday also good for
Okay,
me. Thursday good for me.
So let's
But not Wednesday, Prabhuji.
okay, so let's try to go for Tuesday nights.
Prabhuji,
Lina?
Monday, please.
Sorry,
Monday, please.
Monday. Monday's fine.
Okay, Monday, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Monday,
Monday's good.
Prabhuji.
Great start to the week. Monday.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
By
good.
will of the Lord. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. No, thank you. So, but next Friday we'll carry on as normal, or shall we just do it on Monday? Surinder Prabhu,
What do you think?
let's do it Monday. Let's do it Monday.
This Monday, yeah? This coming Monday?
Or
Or the following Monday?
following Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So next Friday is a Bhagavatam, and then the following week, Monday, we do
Okay.
Bhagavatam again.
So we'll have it next Friday and then the following Monday. Hope that's clear.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, you know when you said Fridays you're doing it with people, are you going to people's house to do
Yes, and we'll come to
satsang?
yours first.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
arrange it. Yeah, that would be
All right.
good.
That'd be
Because
really
we've missed out so badly
yeah.
with
No,
everything
love
going
to
on.
come. Love to come to your place. Love to come
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
we have
first
to
should
get
be our
people
house.
together
in
and
Liverpool
then come to
or
us,
Manchester.
please.
Yes, Prabhuji. First should be our house.
No,
And
no, first
everybody
should be my house.
along
Punna
with Surendra
Mataji.
Prabhu, Leena Mataji,
Uh,
Kaushal Mataji, everybody. Yes.
Yes.
We'll
Manchester
have to
might be a
fight,
little
Punna
while, yeah.
Mataji. We'll have to see who wins.
Thank you so much for your kindness, Punamataji. Take
Hare
care.
Krishna.
Srimad
Hare
Bhagavatam ki jai.